Hey guys, Brett from Astartes Gaming here. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 2 Elder Kings mod Let's Play series, where we're playing as the King of Whiterun. Last episode we went through, a little bit about the mod, all the little additions to it, or at least the ones that we've come across so far, and we created our ruler, whose outfit got completely overwritten. So today what we're going to do is go through, appointing our council members, finding a spouse, setting up all the things we need to do before we start the clock running. So let's go ahead and jump into that. The first thing I'm going to do is let's go for a wife first. So we're going to set our I mentioned in the last episode, this is a mod that hasn't been updated in a while, and so it runs on an older version of Crusader Kings. No big deal. I can go back and there it is. I can go back into the beta section and set this to an older version, but the menu layouts are slightly different from what I'm used to. So it is going to take me a little bit of time to fumble through these. That's the one we're looking for. And we want to get married. We can make friends, we can show bravery in battle. They have added quite a bit to this, as you'll see. Okay, so I would like to find a Nord as our wife, but I also want someone who's got good stats and potentially might give us some land claims. So those are the three things we're going to be considering here. I don't see anyone with a claim. But it looks like everyone will give us an alliance. She's pretty good. Not the kindest, most attractive person, apparently. She's gluttonous, she's a slob, she's a tyrant. She is very outgoing. Nord. I wonder why we couldn't pick that trait. I didn't see that one. I wonder if it's, passively in here somewhere. But yeah, I didn't see that. I also don't see... Oh, Companion's Bloodline. That's pretty cool. So if you've played Skyrim, in the first major city you go into, Whiterun, which is, the city we're playing as. Well, we're playing as the Hold, essentially. Not this city. But in the city of Whiterun, you'll meet the Companions, which is like a band of... They're not really... They're kind of mercenaries, but they're essentially like... a group of warrior shield brothers. And so that's pretty interesting that she's part of their bloodline, because they consider themselves descendants of the original 500 Atmorans that came to... Tamriel in the area of Skyrim. So they came from the north here and settled, in this area. So that's kind of cool. I don't know that I want to wait for her to come of age though. Although she's only 7 years old and has it. I can't remember if you start. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Definitely at 6 years old is when you start getting educated, but I think for someone who's only been educated for 1 year, these are pretty good stats. I don't know that I want to wait that long. I'm kind of tempted to take, like one of these two, who's already of age and have pretty good stats already. But this has got my interest. Although we would have to wait how long? So 9 years till she comes of age. We would be 37. I don't know that I want to wait that long. That's kind of risky, because if we don't start working on having an heir fairly quickly, we risk dying and losing the game right out of the gate. So That 16 stewardship is really tempting. But I do want to stay with a Nord, so that we have pureblood Nord children, whatever. I don't really see anyone else that stands out. Yeah, I think we'll take her. And we'll get a little bit of prestige from that. Now, let's look at our council. He appears to be the only choice. These guys are all competent, but obvious. Wow. Queen Mother of Whiterun. So this is my mother then? I don't have a family. So, I don't know how she's the Queen Mother, but she is apparently a very competent commander. I wonder if she's also the best spymaster though. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put her at spymaster then. And I will let this guy be our marshal. Look at those chops. Steward, let's see, I will go with him, I guess. And our magister. Now the cool thing about this is you actually have two choices here. You can essentially assign someone who is a priest, or you can assign a mage. I don't think either of these guys are going to cut it. So let's go into intrigue and consider bringing somebody in. As you can see here, they have added quite a bit. I believe since we're in Skyrim, we can actually go visit High Hrothgar, which is this here. This is where you go meet the, oh god, I can't remember their names. The, oh man. I've put hundreds and hundreds of hours into Skyrim, and I somehow am blanking. The Greybeards. This is where the Greybeards live. And so you can, you know, hike the 1,000 steps to go visit them. We'll probably do that once we have all of our affairs in order. For now, let's open up the employment list and let's hire a... Do we want to go priest or mage? I'm kind of more interested in the mage. If you're familiar with just kind of the lore, or if you've played any of the games, you'll know that the Nords aren't big fans of magic. They're very... Oh god, how would you describe them? They're very religious. They don't like magic. They're hard-headed about it. And so I'm thinking maybe this guy, we will pretend that he's maybe a little bit more progressive Nord, and we'll hire a mage. And he will be our magister. Wow, he is worse than the two I had. Let's try that one more time, since that didn't appear to cost all that much. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's a real shame. Huh. Oh, you can actually summon the Dark Brotherhood, that's cool. That's kind of a shame. Oh well. I'll have to appoint this guy then. He's the best option. Not a good option, but he's the best option. Now let's give these guys jobs. I don't want any of them commanding armies except for our marshal. He can improve relations, fabricate claims, sow dissent, and colonize provinces. I'm pretty sure, let's see. These two are our vassals. We own this, this, and this. Oh, he's our vassal too. We have 3 vassals. Interesting. So these are our neighbors. We already have a claim on them. apparently he's a warlord, so we can overthrow him for that. We can also just press conquest from the looks of it. Any ruler may expand their realm without claims into that of his culture or religious group. Okay. I will probably press this one because this will allow me to do all three at once. But we also have these two small factions to the west and this one to the north, who I believe... who's the ruler here? He is, I think? Yeah, I believe it's him. We can also declare war on him. I don't think... they are Nords, okay. These guys aren't, so maybe we can't declare war on them. Well, we can. We can... We have a de jure claim. And we can also press an inquisition because they are not followers of the Eight Divines. These guys worship the old gods. So we can basically declare war on anybody we want that's next to us. I believe even these guys, although they're pretty big, so that wouldn't be a smart decision this early. Yeah, we can even conquest that. I'll probably go west first. I think these guys are pretty strong. It doesn't say how many troops he has access to. That's unfortunate. That's one thing I really liked about the current build of Crusader Kings. Who's he? Oh. Didn't recognize him. His wife's got a battle helmet too. They just like fighting, I guess. Oh, actually, he was the... Yeah, this was the previous ruler. So it doesn't look like we're going to need to fabricate claims. I suppose we could... it doesn't look like we can do that. Let's improve diplomatic relations with... God, I don't know. Okay, we're going to sow dissent on these guys, maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Let's sow dissent here. Weaken them while we conquest to the west. This guy we can enforce martial law. That will lower revolt risk and stuff. I'm not worried about that right now. We'll probably train troops. Although, it looks like we're already maxed out. In that case, I will probably have him research military technology in our capital. Our steward, we probably want collecting taxes, but let's look at... Survey province is kind of an interesting little add-on. You can discover things. It's actually the only way to... If you want to conquer the whole continent, there is a pendant you need to find, I believe, or an amulet. It's called the Amulet of Kings. You have to survey province in, I believe it's this one here. This guy right here. In order to find the Amulet of Kings, and there's no guarantee that you'll get it. It is always here, but as you can see, there's only about a 2.5% chance of finding stuff. So it would take a pretty long time, maybe longer than the span of your playthrough. So you may not find it, but it is possible, and that's how you essentially gain a claim over the whole continent. Oh, there is Atmore up there. Okay, so collecting taxes. Spymaster, let us have her study technology at the capital of the... Well, it's not the Empire at this point, but Imperial City, or whatever they call it, Imperial Isle. And now we probably want to... Okay, these are new options. Let's do cultural tech here. Okay, so that's all set up. We probably want to... Well, I should probably read into these a little bit better. I have played this very briefly, this mod, but I'm not super familiar with it, at least not on the same level as, you know, the base game. So I will need to read through these a bit, and I would like to show them to you guys anyways, so let's go through them. Crown levies. The crown levy law is the obligation of your vassals to provide men and arms to the crown during times of conflict. That already sounds like something that we need. Vassals naturally enjoy laxity in this law and become more unhappy as more of their own personal armies are called away to their liege's bidding. We obviously are going to want that. I don't think we're going to want to go that high, maybe, although the penalty doesn't seem to be that great. Minus 15 in base Crusader Kings 2 isn't very much at all. I think you get minus 40 for pulling someone's territory out from under them, and this is only giving you, well, less than half that for basically taking all of their troops. The King's Peace. For these, the King's Peace. Stop moving. The King's Peace dictates upon whom vassals can declare war. At this level, they will be able to declare war upon anyone as long as they have a valid casus belli. I don't like that at all. I would prefer them not be able to declare war at all. Certainly not within our own realm, but I don't want them drawing me into war either. So that's something I'm going to need to do. Let's see. Okay, so I need to have this upgraded before that'll become available. Meritocracy. Will this give me a slightly more concise tooltip? The meritocracy law allows you to appoint the most skilled leaders to your center and flanks. So this is going to affect our armies from the looks of it. Apparently with the aristocratic one, essentially our nobles are going to lead the armies. Here, the best generals lead the armies. That's something that would be nice, but probably not the most pressing concern. I mean, if I'm leading the army, we're probably better off anyways. I don't know what our other nobles look like, but I mean, 1 out of 3, and he's, you know, probably the most competent in our realm and all the neighboring ones, so again, not the most pressing concern. Title revocation. Decides if characters can revoke their vassals' titles. That would be nice. Free. What does free mean? Interesting. Okay. We'll probably want to at least allow it. I don't know that we're going to want to go that far. External inheritance is pretty self-explanatory. This is whether or not people will be able to inherit territory outside your realm. So if this guy, for example, if his heir already has land in another realm, that would become part of the other realm once, you know, he passes it on. And obviously we don't want that, because all of a sudden, you know, we lose a province or two because this dude didn't have a son. That's not something we want. Feudal levies. They're normal. That's probably fine. Taxation. I always go small in the base game. I don't want to, you know, infuriate them, but I do want a little boost to my income. And so, obviously, I think we're going to go here first. This is our main concern. This is probably our next concern. So here, and then I believe 5 years later we should be able to do this one. And then we'll either work on this again, or we'll... This probably isn't the most pressing thing. So we'll go here, 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 then maybe there, then here. Now, right now, our inheritance is agnatic, cognatic, gavelkind, which means that basically anything outside of our de jure claim, not claim, de jure title, essentially. So if I'm the king of Whiterun, my heir will inherit the kingdom of Whiterun, but not necessarily any territories I own outside of that. So basically, if you want your heir to inherit everything you have, whether it's in your de jure title or not, you want to go to primogenitor or ultimogenitor, which basically designates either the oldest or the youngest child gets it. Tanistry isn't one I'm familiar with. So that's essentially like an elective thing. They all nominate an heir. An elective monarchy can nominate a successor from themselves. Illegitimate children. This seems sort of like the inheritance law in Skyrim during, well, at least during the time of the game. They have the High King who is elected by the Jarls. So it might be interesting if we can unify Skyrim. It might be interesting to enforce that. Although I probably want something a little bit more secure. Actually, well, if we can pull that off, that was sort of our end game goal. So maybe if we go to elective monarchy, you know, we might lose it, and that'll be how we end it. We'll see how long it takes for us to lose our title that way. And then, of course, agnatic cognatic means that our sons inherit stuff first, then our daughters. If we don't have any sons, the daughters can inherit. So we could potentially get like a queen of Whiterun in that case. I almost always work toward this in the base game because it's a nice backup if you don't have any sons. You don't just lose because you didn't have an heir. This way your daughters can also inherit. So let's check that box. Okay, it's approved. I believe we are all set up. I really didn't intend to spend this much time prior to getting the game started. Oh, it's a shame. There's no banner there. Okay. So let's go ahead and start running the clock here. We're getting a little bit close to where I wanted to cut the episode off. So I'm going to wait until as soon as our character gets married, we will break the episode off, and then we'll come back running the clock full speed in the next episode. Let's speed this up a little bit. I believe it usually takes about 10 days for it to go through. There it is. Okay. Oh, she was actually our Thane? Did we just marry our Thane? I think we did. Huh. Did we not marry her? I don't know what happened. Oh wow, where did she come from? I don't know what happened. I didn't read that box, and I'm assuming it said that she said no. But this lady is better. And she has the companion bloodline, which is what we wanted. So I'm going to see if we can't marry her. Let's see if that works out. As a worshipper of the divines, I can choose to place one of the Aedra above all the others in my worship, declaring them to be my patron deity. Let's see, what do these do? Fertility, character favor, intrigue, learning, diplomacy, stewardship. Let's see, what does Akatosh do? I think I'm going to take the fertility bonus. Or maybe the health. Let's take the health. Come on, wife. We need somebody. Cool. I will take the prestige. Now I wonder, she was the ruler of something. Did she just abandon those? No. So she's ruling these independent of us. Although our son will inherit these, I imagine. So now that we're married, we've got everything taken care of. Let's go ahead and break the episode off here. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you back here for episode 3.